Good day children, Sai Ram and welcome back to our next lesson in geography, that is tourism. In our previous lecture, we have learnt about transport and communication, in which we have seen about the various transportation and communication. Now let's learn about tourism. During your vacation children, you will visit many places. Okay, uh, for maybe for in your summer vacation, maybe in your Diwali vacation, maybe Christmas vacation, you'll go to many places. For example, some places near the sea you'll go, some historical places you'll visit, some national parks and sanctuaries you'll go, then you'll go to some hill stations, then at times you'll go for to a religious places, at times you'll go for some family functions. So some or the other way you all go to some other place to visit some other place. So let's learn about tourism. Any short or long journey which you are undertaking for various purpose. Maybe for festivals, for enjoying a festival somewhere, or for any family function, for marriage, for any other ceremony, or maybe a fair is there. Fair, yes, jatra, what you all call. Many of them go to their native place for some fairs, that is jatra. Okay, then some go out for outing for the sports purpose maybe. Then some people go for wandering, okay, to in the forest and all for wandering. Some go out for recreation purposes. So these are the various journeys you undertake for various purposes. Now, for all these purposes, whenever we are going out, we need certain preparations. We just cannot get up one early morning and say that I am going to go out on a journey. It is not possible. Okay, we have to do a prior preparation for it. Okay, now what are the preparations needed to go on a journey? First of all, you have to select the route. By route, which route? By what transport you are going to go? Okay, that means you have to choose the transport route first. Then you are going to choose the means of transport. Okay, you have to choose the means of transport. That means what vehicle you are going to take. Then the essential things what you will need on the journey, that you are going to pack. So these are the things, these are the preparations you will do well in advance before going on a journey. Whether it is a short journey or whether it is a long journey, we require all these things. These things are very much necessary. Now, after reaching that place, which are the sights you are going to see? Okay, which are the exquisite and spectacular sights you are going to visit? Or you are going to stay over there for some time and visit the places over there. So when you are going to stay in that place, you are going to use their facility also, the facilities that are provided there, and you are going to pay them for that. Okay, without paying, they are not going to give you the facility. So all these are also the preparations only. Okay, so these are the prior preparations what you are going to do when you are going out on a short or a long journey. Okay, so the preparations are, so according to this, whatever we have learned about the short or long journey, okay, the preparation that we have to make, what conclusion we come to? We come to a conclusion, what is tourism? Okay, what is tourism? What do we understand? What is tourism? Tourism means visiting various places which are away from our homes. Okay, the places which are away from our homes, okay, maybe for getting joy, for entertainment purposes, for medical purposes, for trading purposes, for staying purposes over there, for various other purposes, we go away from our house. Okay, this is only called as tourism. Understood children? What is tourism? Visiting various places away from our homes for getting joy, entertainment, trading, staying over there is called as tourism. Okay children, I hope you all have understood what is tourism. Let's continue. Yes children, you can see this map over here. What is this map showing you? This map is showing the important tourist places in India. You can see these red color dots everywhere. Okay, all these dots show some or the other tourist places in India. So many places we are having in India which are having tourist attractions. Okay, each and every place over here has its own attraction. Some places are famous for their beaches. Some places are famous for its monuments. Some places are famous for its palaces. Then some places are famous for its hill stations. Okay, some places are famous for its religious places, that is temples and all. Okay, so each and every place over here is having its own importance. Okay, and important, we can say, tourist attraction over here. Okay, now children, can you name some of the places over here? Okay, let's name some of the places which are what are they important for. For example, if you see in Rajasthan, Jaisalmer. Okay, these are the places in Rajasthan which is having many palaces. Okay, it looks very beautiful with its palaces. Then we can see the Ajanta Ellora caves in Maharashtra, which are also an attraction. Okay, we know that there are many caves and all in Madhya Pradesh, that is Khajuraho and all. Okay, Khajuraho, many attractions are there in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, then we know about some of the hill stations at Nainital, Mussoorie, Dehradun. Okay, these are the places where we have this hill stations. Okay, then apart from that, at Jagannath Puri we have the temples are there. The Konark temple is there. So these are the various attractions. The Rameshwar temple which is there at the south. Then we have the Kayals which are the attraction in Kerala. Okay, so these are the various attractions. Apart from this there are many others also. So these are the various tourist attractions in India. Okay, each and every tourist place has its own attraction, to divert the attention of the tourist people towards it. So let's learn about this in types of tourist places. Types of tourism on the basis of political boundaries. On the basis of political boundaries, what are the types of tourism? Now, as I told you already in the map, some places become famous for its natural beauty, okay, pleasant weather, exquisite scenery, even hot springs. You all must be knowing in Maharashtra also, Vajreshwari is having hot springs, so that also is an attraction. Even the sea coast, you all must be knowing, you all go to Goa. Okay, you all go to the Konkan side, mainly for the sea coast, for the beautiful beaches over there. Then historical monuments I told you, as in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, then we see about the religious places, like the Jagannath Puri. Just now I told you the Jagannath Puri Ratha Yatra is taking place. Okay, then about the forest areas, beautiful forest areas in Gujarat, as well as in Kolkata, not Kolkata, West Bengal, then Assam. These are the places where the beautiful forest areas are there, wildlife sanctuaries are there. So many wildlife we are able to see. So each and every place in India has its own attraction. So depending upon the political boundaries, the tourism is divided into two parts. That is domestic tourism, and the second one is international or foreign tourism. Now, what is the meaning of this domestic tourism and what is the meaning of this international or foreign tourism? Domestic, the word domestic itself, you all should know. The tourism which takes place within the limits of a particular country. Okay, the tourism which is taking place within the limits of a particular country is called as domestic tourism. Okay, so what I told about domestic tourism, a tourism which is taking place within the limits of a particular country is called as domestic tourism. For example, if a person from Maharashtra is going to Kanyakumari, that is in Tamil Nadu, okay, then it is called as domestic tourism. Even if a person from Nagpur is visiting the Ellora caves in Aurangabad, that is inside the state only, Okay, inside in Maharashtra only, a person from Nagpur is going to Aurangabad, okay, to see the Ellora caves. That is also called as domestic tourism. Going from one state to the other is also domestic tourism, and going from within the state also is called as domestic tourism. Next is international or foreign tourism. What is the meaning of international or foreign tourism? When crossing the boundaries of a particular country and going to some other country, okay, for entertainment purpose, for trading purpose, for whatever purpose, the person is going from one country to other country. That is only called as international or foreign tourism. For example, if a person from India is going to Switzerland, that is for international or foreign tourism. While if a person from America is coming to India, that is also called as international or foreign tourism. So this is the types of tourism on the basis of political boundaries. I hope you children, you all have understood the types of tourism. Okay. Now, here is a small do you know part which you should know. When you are going to a foreign country, as we are moving inside the country for tourism, we just require some tickets and all. Okay, but if we are going crossing the country's boundary and going to some other country, then there is some other formalities which you have to perform. Like if you need a passport, you need a visa, you will need a travel insurance, and many other documents are needed when you are going to a foreign country. Okay, apart from that, we should have the currency of the country that we are going. Our currency will not work out over there in that country. For this, we need to exchange our currency value with their currency value. So these are the points we should know when we are going for a tour to any other country. Okay, to go to a foreign country, one needs a passport, visa, travel insurance, and other documents. Even we should have currency of the country where we are going. For this, we need to exchange our currency value with that currency. Okay, so these are the things you should keep in mind when you are going for a foreign tour. Okay, children, I hope you all have understood till here. Okay, that's all for today. The remaining part of the lesson we'll do in the next lecture. Till then, thank you, children.